Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. My name is Rachel. Today our yoga for flexibility practice is going to focus on our back. So the upper back, the mid back, and the lower back. So if you do happen to have a block or a nice firm cushion that you can grab, go get that. We're going to use it for one of the poses. And of course, if you have nothing to work with, that is completely fine as well. I will give you some options. So find just a little bit of space to move. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. And let's get started. So let's begin today just sitting down. If you have a block or a cushion that you're working with, just move it off to the side. And I want you to just bend your knees and bring your feet out in front of you. And we're just gonna kind of rock up and back a few times. If you're on a nice hard surface right now, you might wanna grab a blanket or something to lay on to make this a little softer on the spine. But just nice and slow, kind of rock all the way down and come back up. You might have to activate your core to help you get up or even down nice and slow. But you can also make this a little bit faster if you want to use some momentum to do your rock up and down. So we're just kind of massaging the entire spine here, especially that low back and that middle back. And just do a few rocks up and back. Nice, you guys. So the next time you come all the way down, I want you to stay there and keeping either your knees pulling into your chest or just planting your feet. I want you to connect your low back, your tailbone to the ground. So if you want to rock side to side here, continue to massage the low back. Awesome, you guys. Digging that tailbone, that low back into the ground and just massaging it as you rock side to side. Awesome job, you guys. So if your feet are lifted, I'm going to get you just to bring them down to the mat again. Reaching your arms out wide. We're going to lift our hips and just slide them over to the right side of the mat. So kind of like we're curving the body right now. And then your knees are going to fall over to the left. And now I just want you to check. I want you to look up towards your hips and see if you can have your shoulders, your spine, your hips in a nice straight line for this twist. Adjust the shoulders though so they both stay down. And maybe that left hand just wants to rest on top of the knees just to kind of keep them down. You could even get into the neck a little bit by bringing the chin over top of that right shoulder. If you want a little bit more, feel free to cross the legs. Nice job, you guys. Take another big breath here and inhale and exhale. Let it go. Using an inhale, lift your legs back up and uncross them if you did cross them. Let's lift the hips so the tailbone and the low back connect to the ground again. Bring the arms out wide, lift the hips and slide them to the left side. Letting the knees fall over to the side, setting up your twist. Look down towards your hips. See if you can find that nice straight line from the hips through the spine up to the chest, the shoulders. And then just a few breaths here. Twists are so good for that low back. Well, really for the entire spine. And let's take just one more breath here. Nice deep breath. And using an inhale, lifting your knees, uncross your legs, plant your feet, and move your hips back to center, low back connected to the mat. So now either keeping the feet on the mat or pulling your knees towards your chest. Let's rock side to side a little more, massaging the low back. So keep that tailbone touching the ground. Likes to lift. Push it back down. Awesome, you guys. And now we're just going to rock forwards and backwards a few more times, just like we were before. So maybe you want to hang on to the back of your legs. Use that core strength, help you get up the first time. And then maybe a little momentum for a few rocks up and back after that. Awesome work, you guys. All right, once you come back up to the top next time, or right now, maybe you're there, let's cross our ankles, bring your hands out in front. So come onto your hands and onto your knees, and then let's just lower our chest down towards the mat. So maybe a little chaturanga movement to get you down. And then you can start to bring your feet out nice and wide here. I want you to stay either having your palms right under your shoulders, or if any discomfort through the wrists, you could also do this from your forearms, but we're going to lift the chest up and down a few times for our cobras. Also, nice strengthening pose for our back. So using an inhale, lift your chest a little bit, roll your shoulders back and down. Think about keeping your hips really heavy on the mat. Take one more inhale, feel that back engage. And an exhale, gently rest your chest down and use an inhale. Lift up, maybe you want to come a little higher, but roll the shoulders back and down. Stay for another breath in. And an exhale, gently lower. Awesome, you guys. Inhale, lift back up. Drop the shoulders and exhale. A couple more here. Inhale. Lift the chest as high as you want. Doesn't have to be very high. And exhale, let it go. One more. Inhale, big breath up. And exhale. Awesome work, you guys. Bringing your legs back in together. We're going to push ourselves back up onto our hands and knees. However you most gracefully can do that. Nice job, you guys. And then come all the way up to standing on your knees. Let's bring our hands to our low back. Your fingers can point up. They can point up your back. They can point down. Doesn't matter. Just take an inhale. Start to lift your chest. Pull the shoulders back. Push the hips forwards. Lift your chin. A nice little back bend here. Camel pose. Breathe. Open that chest. Draw your tummy in. Maybe the head is falling back a little bit more. Awesome job, you guys. Use a big inhale to lift yourself back up. And exhale, let your hips come down to your heels. Take a moment here with a nice long spine, maybe even adding a shoulder roll. And maybe one more. Awesome work, you guys. All right, we're just going to sit here for a few breaths. So if you want to sit cross-legged, you could quickly switch to a cross-legged seat. But let's bring our arms out in front, out wide, and then you're just going to cross your right arm over top of the left. Give yourself a nice little hug. And think about opening up your shoulder blades. So I kind of want you to round forward a little bit, tuck your chin. And you can stay like this, or if you want more, maybe the palms are coming together for eagle arms. But let's think about that upper back here. Open those shoulder blades, create some space in that upper back. Dropping your shoulders from your ears, kind of rounding forwards a little bit if it feels good. Nice, you guys. And if you're really, really, really rounding forwards, come back up a little bit. Still keeping that nice long spine, but pulling those shoulders forward slightly. Awesome job. And with an inhale, unwind your arms, shake it out if you need to. Let's reach them back out. Left arm over top, option just to hug the shoulders, or eagle arms, palms towards one another. Visualize the space you're creating through the upper back. Drop the shoulders from your ears. You might feel that a little bit more as you drop them down. Nice job, you guys. Using an inhale, unwind, shake it out if you need to shake it out. Let's cross our ankles, bringing the legs out in front. If you're already seated, bring your legs out in front. And I want you to grab your block or maybe your firm pillow, whatever you happen to have today. And if you've got nothing at all, that's okay too. You just got to work a little harder. So we're going to lay down, planting your feet about hip width apart, and this block's going to come right underneath the low back, under the tailbone. So we're doing a supported bridge pose, and if you don't have a block, you're just going to do a bridge pose. So lift your hips up enough to slide whatever you're using underneath your low back, and ideally you can just let your hips rest, and your block is holding your entire body weight up. Those of you know with no props or anything to use today, you're just going to push into your feet and hold your hips up all on your own. Okay, so at any time you need a break, you can lower your hips down towards the mat. That goes for if you're on a block or not on a block. And then just close your eyes. Some of you with an actual block might have a couple different heights to play with. And if you're using an item that does not allow you to play with different heights, that's okay. Just use what you got. You might even be feeling some openness through the hip flexors. Closing your eyes. Nice work, you guys. Just another 2, maybe 3 breaths if you've got it. And those of you on a block, just use an inhale. Lift the hips enough so that you can just slide your block out from under you, and then let your low back come all the way down towards the mat. It might feel really good to rock side to side here. Continue that massage. Nice job, you guys. All right, so I'm going to give you guys 2 options here. You can stay laying down and come into plow pose or even shoulder stand. A really good openness is created through the upper back, through the neck, if you come into a plow or into a shoulder stand. So you might be able to just let your feet kind of come behind your head. Stretching the top of your neck, the upper back, creating some space through the low back even. So that'll be option 1. And those of you that plow is not a great pose for you, your body does not let you go there, that's okay. I'm going to get you to rock up, and you can come to standing all the way up, and we're just going to fold forwards. So kind of like the same position if you were laying down. You're just going to fold all the way down, creating that space, that openness through the low back, letting the head be heavy, not quite as much an upper back and neck stretch as plow is, but so good for the low back. Nice, you guys. And any discomfort through the back at all, if you're standing, just bend your knees. Bend your knees a lot. Awesome work, you guys. So those of you laying down and plow, slowly as you can, think 1 vertebrae at a time, start to roll back out. And if you're standing in a forward fold, inhale, roll up to standing like a rag doll. Again, 1 vertebrae at a time if you can. Awesome. Roll your shoulders back and down. If you're standing, and we're just going to come all the way back down. So bend those knees as gracefully as you're able. Come all the way back down onto your back, meeting everybody else that came out of plow. And one last chance to give that low back a little massage. Rocking side to side, maybe even forward and back a bit. Nice job, you guys. And you're feeling good. You can just extend everything out long. Take just a few moments in Savasana, or really stay as long as you have time for. But I hope you're feeling some fresh sensations through your back today, right now, after doing those movements. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.